Then it became a big conversation about intellectuals versus non-intellectuals. And I think a lot of people that are participating in this are on the non-intellectuals, right? Like, I even think that a lot of people, most people are of average intelligence in America, right? Like, or maybe a little bit above, but probably on that line. So if you think about that and you're saying that Flip is dumb, which I'm not, I'm just saying if you're saying Flip is dumb, you're probably on the same intelligence level as Flip, which is why you can comprehend what he's saying to disagree with it. But when Mark speaks, you're probably just as confused and you go, but he's a smart guy, so I'm gonna go with him. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of in this conversation about intellectuals and non-intellectuals. And then to go on further, there are podcasters who are saying Mark shouldn't even be on that podcast with those ignorant types of people. How silly is that? If Mark is as intelligent as we think he is, which I think he is, why wouldn't we want his message on this podcast that's reaching these people who y'all are saying are dumb? Why wouldn't we want him to teach? I've learned things from Mark. It looks like Mark's learned things from them and from this audience, giving feedback and things like that. So why wouldn't you want that? That, to me, that's that pseudo intelligence people are on. It doesn't make sense. It's counterproductive to take Mark away from that podcast. And then Joe Budden, on the podcast, the last podcast, he addresses all of it. But the one thing I want to take from what he said is Mark's been out of a job for a while, or away from CNN or wherever he was for a while. A black media entertainment company signed him. That's me, Joe Budden. Where were y'all? And that's all the call out you need. People want to critique stuff, but where were y'all? And I'm not talking about the audience. I'm talking about the podcasters. You could have called Mark up. You could have gave Mark a job. You could have paid Mark, but Joe did it. And whatever his reason is, to me, I think he knew Mark would lend what he has lended, that intelligence. Did you hear his eulogy on Asada Shakur? That it was, man, like, it was great stuff. I think that's why Joe brought him over. But all of y'all having this conversation about who's smart and who's not, or they hate Mark because he's smart. They don't hate Mark because he's smart. Sometimes they just get into shit with Mark because he's taking slick shots. And Mark, I think Mark got hands because, you know what? If you slick talk like that, you got to have hands because people are going to want to punch you in the face. So I'm sure Mark got them hands. But y'all just make no sense with that. You know somebody like this. You know somebody like Mark that got little shady stuff to say and you want to snuff them. Anyways, Mark's a great dude. Like, I don't even want to make it seem like I'm hating Mark because Mark's one of my favorite people on the show. But, like, I don't think he was right in this situation. And then get into the clip culture, right? I'm having a conversation with a friend of mine and I'm seeing this is common, right? Because we don't have the attention spans and also we just don't care enough to go look at things sometimes. So we just go off of clips. The clips would have made you think that this is about tricky words and Flip is dumb. And people are going off clips to get context, or they're totally ignoring context. Like, yes, we can have the conversation about pseudo intellects and we can have the conversation about intellects being with non-intellects and them not being deserving of their presence, which is weird to me, but whatever. Like, we got to talk about the clip culture. If you get everything from a clip, you're taking a piece of something. And if that's what you want to react to, or if that's how your mind is set, where you're like, well, we're just talking about this clip, so we're going to argue what's in this clip, then that's fine. But you just want to debate. But don't debate like you have full knowledge of who these people are, because you don't. And if we took just a clip of your life and put it on display at your worst moment, what would we think about you? What would we say about you? Think about whatever your lows are. I could think about my lows and I wouldn't want you to judge me on my lows because you would have a picture of me that isn't me. And I just wouldn't want it. So just think about that.